Hey, welcome to another impromptu recording session on the Caribou Data Science channel. We're going to take a little bit of a look at the energy data set from Our World in Data. It has to do with energy production and energy use from different sources, biofuels, coal, I'm sure oil and stuff like it. We can take a look at the code book later on. Okay, but let's just, for some reason, I want to use Jupyter Notebooks again. And specifically, we're going to look at the two contains function. There's two different contain functions. The simple contain function is part of the base as part of the base. You know what I'm trying to say, right? As part of the base. Okay, as part of the base function, and what it does, it looks for looks at the data. It searches the data column, the values in a column for a particular string that's contained. So we're going to look at under entity. We're going to search for rows that contain the word income or United States or world in it. Okay. Then there's the S dot contains, which can be used to search for column names that contain particular strings. For instance, coal. So let's start out. Let's start up here then. It should be raw, I think. Format HTML, TOC.yes. Let's see, ECHO dot false. Okay. So let's add a second one down here. We're just going to say from star. See if this works. No, how come I'm spelling interactive wrong? Okay, that works. So now I come up here, and what this gives us is, just a brief look. Let's say we have a column name. So the first column name is, we have a column name. I'll make this raw, that way it doesn't confuse us, okay? Markdown. Okay, so we have a column, we have a data frame called df. Okay, and there's three, and that data frame contains a column called coal. Okay, so there's three ways we can access that column. You can do column coal. We can do Can we do this? That might work. Or we can do this. Now, one of the things this interactive does, it allows us to replace data frame names, okay, with underscore. So it gets the underscore period, and that should return the coal directory, okay? So now let's come up here. Let's come up here. Let's go ahead and let's import Okay, let's come back up here and let's rerun this. Okay, now let's just come up here, energy. Let's just, you can go over here, we can say this, we can do, now one thing about ibis is that it doesn't, you can import CSV, JSON, right now it's CSV, JSON, and Parquet files. Now, what do we want to say here? So we want to use the read CSV function. Okay. Okay. Let's just do this. See how this works. Well, the trouble is this is marked down. There we go. All right, there we go. And here's our columns. So what we're interested in now is this. Let's come down here. Let's add another down there. And let's say, let's see, col equals df. Let me think about this now. df right dot select. We want to include a couple countries. So again, we're going to use the country. Let's just try year. This should work fine with we can go ahead and include populate. Population. And we could just include. Now here's where we get tricky. We're going to try to say s dot contains So what this should say is that this should say return all the columns, okay, all the columns that contain the word col. So let's see what happens. Did I spell col right? Oh, hold on. It did return it, didn't it? I didn't even realize it did return it. Oh, good. So you can see we got a collection of coal values: coal electricity per capita, coal consumption. So now let's add a second filter, but this time we're going to use the contain. Okay, we're going to use this underscore dot d. So again, what it did, it searched for all the columns that contain the word coal. Now we're going to search for all the columns that contain either country. It's either the United States or the world. Okay. let me take a look at something here. Okay, so we can put it all inside of a filter function. Okay, good. So this worked. What's wrong here? Okay, let's try this. So we know this works. Right? Okay. I come down here. Coal. Right. So that worked perfectly, didn't it? Very good. Very good. Exactly what the doctor ordered. So, Let's take a look at this and this. Still don't understand what that is. Okay, so we want to come over here. We want to do comma equals country. So what this tells us is that the U.S. production of electricity produced from coal, okay, has been pretty consistent. But worldwide, the amount of electricity produced by coal per capita, that's the key, per capita, has declined dramatically, okay? So let's come over here. And let's just take another thing over here, coal electricity. I imagine this is probably terawatt hours as my guess, okay? What's wrong? A space, okay? So, you know, coal, electricity produced from coal, probably in terawatt hours, is has increased worldwide, but decreased in the U.S. So let's come over here now. Let's come over to GitHub. Let's take a look at this data set and see exactly what the heck is going on here. Code book. Okay. Oh, I got this backwards. So this is obviously average per year, right? So you can see that the U.S. has taken a huge drop in the electricity produced per capita. All right. While the world is seeing the energy electricity by coal continue to climb, right? The U.S. is still a decline. So let's just come down here. What about per capita? Okay. So both per capita in terms of actual coal used, the amount of energy produced per capita, okay, uh, in the U.S. has declined, while the world has appeared to remain pretty much the same. Down here, this is energy produced uh, measured in terawatt hours, has increased worldwide and decreased in the U.S. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back and quickly review our code. Again, we're using ibis. Ibis is used to. It's mainly used to connect to different types of backends. Specifically database backends. We're using the default, which we're using here is DuckDB. Now, this isn't really that big of a deal with a data set like this, but where it really comes in handy is, let's say you have a directory full of CSV files or Parquet files, and you want to combine them all into a single data frame. All you'd have to do is just put uh, the directory here slash then star and period and then star.csv, and this would have created a this would have created a what? This would have created a this yes this would have created, what's it going to say? So if we use directory.star.csv, this would have taken all of the CSV files into a directory, combined them into a single data frame. Now, what does it come in handy is like one real common example, two real common examples. But you're working with, say, either the cyclistic bike share data, or you're or you're working with monthly yellow cab data from New York City, you can take this and this simple command here, okay, combine it into a single data frame. All right. Let's do one more thing. Let's do one more crazy thing here. Okay. Let's let's say let's just look at the stats for our two figures tonight. Okay, now we come over here again, right? Do a select. Let's look at comma 25 comma. What happens if we do this? So let's just get a little summary statistics here, shall we? Oh, let's come back over here. Let's do let's just do this. Let's just take So this is the column names, right? So, for these two values here, coal electricity per capita and coal electricity, we can take a look over here. We can see that for coal electricity, for coal per capita, 25 is 1060 and 75 is, so we're talking a difference about 5,000. Over here, 1739, 6500. So there's really quite a range in there. Okay. I mean, we could, of course, do what? We could come down here, right, and do okay, right? So we got big spikes on the end. While we're here, let's go ahead and do a box plot, okay? That's kind of interesting. It's not necessarily helpful, but it's kind of interesting. Okay, down below. Now box plot. Look at this spread. Holy, but look at this. Look where the median is. Holy smoke. So there's definitely a lot more things to the right of median and to the left of median. Okay. So what do we got tonight? Okay. So that's it for this evening. Let's review quickly what we've done. We've called our favorite ibis function. We read some data. We came over here and we selected the columns, country, year, population, GDP. Then we used the s dot contains function to return all the columns that contain the word coal. All right. Then we came down here. We did a select. And we did a describe to get our summary statistics, our descriptive statistics. Then we created a histogram plot for energy per capita and a box plot. It's a really crazy box plot. Then we came down here. We did electricity generation coal per person or per capita. And again, you can see the U.S. is the coal electricity from coal in the U.S. has declined dramatically since about 1999, 2000, while the world has stayed basically the same. And total energy generation from coal worldwide, the amount of coal used for electricity is increasing, while in the U.S. it has declined a little bit. Okay, if we do one more thing over here, let's come over here. And let's create our okay, let's click over here now. So we got our summary statistics up there. Then we got our descriptive statistics, a box plot, or you know, look at this wide gap in here. This is really, I'm not sure exactly what this means, but there's this huge gap in here for some reason, and it must be by years because we're looking at two countries, right? The world and the United States. I'm not quite sure what this means. A really crazy box plot, but again, here we are. All right. And that, my dear friends, concludes this session for this evening. I hope you got a good handle on how to use the filter function and the two contain functions. One to search a column one we use to search the country column for world and United States, and the other one to pull out all the columns that contain the word cold in it. Okay. So again, thanks so much for your time. We'll pick this up in another day or two. Okay.